Good morning and thank you, Mr. Chairperson. My case is that of a young adult with thoracic aortic atresia and her management. I will begin by thanking our Ironman, Dr. George Joseph, for his valuable inputs. Now, isolated total occlusion of thoracic aorta in the adult patient is very rare, and when it occurs, it's usually an extreme form of coarctation. And few cases exist in the literature concerning percutaneous treatment for this condition. Most often, these patients are treated by surgery. And we have reports of percutaneous procedures in analogous situations like pulmonary valve atresia and inferior vena cava webs. Our patient is a 27-year-old female with uncontrolled hypertension who was referred after a failed recanalization attempt elsewhere. On clinical examination, she had web neck, she had scoliosis of spine, her upper limb blood pressure was 170 by 80, lower limb pulses were feeble and delayed, and she had a clinical gradient of about 80 millimeter of mercury between the upper limb and the lower limbs. She also had an ejection click appreciated over the cardiac precordial examination. Chest X-ray showed notching of the ribs, and non-invasive imaging showed bicuspid aortic valve and left ventricular hypertrophy. So we proceeded with an iotogram. Iotogram was done from femoral and brachial axis, and it showed lack of anatomic continuity between the two segments of the aorta. And you can also appreciate abundant collaterals. We did a simultaneous angiogram from above and below the site of occlusion, and that shows a discrete membrane between the segments. So the diagnosis of discrete thoracic aortic atresia was made with bicuspid aortic valve. And she was given the management option and she chose percutaneous intervention. So the hardwares used in the procedure were standard catheters, coronary wires, peripheral balloons, and stents. So initially we attempt to cross this atretic segment using a soft end of coronary CTO wire, but it was not successful. Then we proceeded with a light hydrophilic thermo wire. Again, this was not successful. And ultimately we had success with a back end or a stiff end of a Congress Pro wire. And while doing the puncture, we did repeated contrast injection from above the site of occlusion. We also observed the direction of wire movement in two orthogonal views. And after crossing, the wire was advanced into the ascending aorta, and then the segment was dilated with the coronary balloons initially, after which the coronary wire was replaced with a hydrophilic glide wire and with a double catheter wire exchange. Finally, an ambulance superstiff wire was placed with a soft tip with ascending aorta. After this, we had taken peripheral balloons and we serially dilated it. And then we took a P5014 Palmer stent, which was mounted on a 1440 Maxi LD balloon and was deployed. You can see the good waist of the stent. We not dilated to 100%. We always dilate to about 60 to 70% of the required size, and then subsequently call the patient for a further dilatation after 1 year. So the final angiogram showed good antegrade flow and with no significant clinical or cath gradient. And patient remained asymptomatic during hospital stay and at follow-up. And she's been asked to come back for a planned redilatation in June 2013. So what we learned from this case is that in certain cases of thoracic aortic atresia, percutaneous recanalization is possible if one chooses appropriate patient and appropriate materials are used for puncture and one takes adequate precautions during the procedure. So the differentials when you see a patient are, one is a congenital atresia of the aortic isthmus. Then the others are, like I mentioned earlier, progressive coarctation. And the third one is an extrinsic compression by masses. So which patient would we choose? So the patients we prefer cutaneous management are the one with severe coagulations, as figure A, and those with a discrete membranous occlusion, that is in figure B. In patients who have segmental atresia or a part of the aortic arch is missing, we do not advise percutaneous treatment. The reason is if one attempt recanalization, the puncturing material can actually exit the aorta and re-enter the aorta distally, and subsequent balloon dilatation can have disastrous results. Most operators use back end of a glide or dermovire. In this case, we didn't have success. Probably the membrane was very thick, or we are not used adequate pressure. So we also recommend if you don't succeed with a glide wire, you could use a Brockenbrough needle, or you could even use a radiofrequency catheter for crossing the segment. And this is, I believe, this is the first time somebody has used the back end of a coronary wire for puncturing and recanalizing a thoracic aortic atresia. And it's also, like I mentioned, it's important to monitor the direction of wire movement while puncturing into orthogonal views. And one should also do repeated contrast injection from the above or below the site, depending on the axis. So there are, this procedure is not without complications. One can anticipate aortic perforation, extravasation of the dye and blood dissections. And in this case, we used a non-covered stent, so the likelihood of restenosis and aneurysm formation is there. But in our experience, when we have tried bare metal stents, we have not had much aneurysms in this setting. So in conclusion, percutaneous intervention is feasible in certain cases of adult patient with atresia of thoracic aorta, and this can be a cheap and safe alternative to surgery. Thank you.
Thank you for the nice case. Any comment or question?
We have, no, the reason why we didn't use covered stent was mainly the cost of the covered stent, but yeah, we have a covered stent ready in case this was an atresia. It's most likely atresia is probably because of a membrane, thick membrane between the two segments. Membrane, there's not a gap. I mean, yeah. There's hardly any gap. Membrane is obstruction.
I think it's a question of semantics, basically. A severe coact may not have any antegrade flow also. I mean, there's hardly any antegrade flow. Absolutely.
It seemed to be severe coact rather than atresia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.